That leaves Luis Enrique. Now, there's reports. Several people have come out and said that some are even saying he's in London now to talk to them. He said he wasn't going to take a job before the summer, right?
Yeah.
I think if I'm Luis Enrique, I could see the appeal and like the Premier League. Even then, it's the kind of thing where you ask him, "Hey, Luis Enrique, do you like the Premier League?" What's he going to say? No, I don't like the. Nobody's going to say that, right?
Yeah.
What's curious to me, if you go with somebody like Lucho, you got to take the whole thing. You got to take the whole package. And the Lucho package comes with so many quirks and foibles and things that don't fit English football. Now, I can say Pep Guardiola didn't fit English football. Jurgen Klopp didn't, and then they came in and then they changed it. Arsene Wenger didn't fit English football. That's fine. But that was a long-term project. Those were long-term, well-funded projects. Took a while to get going.
Yeah.
Do Boli and Igbali right now, when you've spent all this money, when you've got a clear vision of the direction of travel that you're going in, or that say you're going in with all the young players you bought and whatever, is this really what you want? Luis Enrique, who maybe says like, I want Eric Garcia or whatever. Or,
do you
know what I mean? Like,
I see what you mean, yeah.
Because he is not somebody who is flexible.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
not somebody. He's somebody who will speak his mind.
Yeah.
I told you, my old buddy Franco Baldini, when they were at Roma, he said, Luis Enrique is the man secretly we all want to be, but just don't have the guts to be.
Yeah.
Because it comes with a price that you pay.
Yeah.
And
I mean, my thing is, if they thought it was hard to work with Thomas Tuchel, and that's why they sacked him eventually. I mean, Luis Enrique is not easy to work with either in terms of stubbornness and personality, as you said. And
not stubborn in a bad way. Stubborn just because
just with his own idea and philosophy.
He says, I don't force you to agree with me, but I'm going to do my own thing because I believe it's right.
Exactly. But again, so you go from Tuchel to Potter, who's completely different, who is far more
accommodating.
Yeah. And even that is not working for you, to go back to someone who's far closer to Tuchel than he is to
no. You've made a commitment.
But Nagelsmann is quite similar too, to be fair.
To some degree, but I think there's a fundamental difference here. At some point, a club has to have an identity, right? It has to have a certain direction of travel that you bear. You have decided to buy into, we can call it the Red Bull model, if you want, in terms of the types of players you want, in terms of the type of football you play, and so on, right? And you've brought in Christopher Vivell to be your technical director and Lawrence Stewart to be your co-sporting director.
Yeah.
Win Stanley, while he's not a former Red Bull guy and was at Brighton, in some ways, similar model, similar background. There's an overlap there with what Brighton were doing, right? They should decide the next manager. They should decide the next manager on the basis that it be somebody who's compatible with what they want to do. Now, I'm sure Frank Lampard can learn, because he's a very intelligent guy, in the interim basis. And this is why in his head he thinks longer term, who knows. I can't see Luis Enrique ever saying, let's do things the Red Bull way. Ever. Right? It's just a different approach. And, same thing goes for Poch as well, because we've seen this before. Poch, as great as he is when he was at Spurs, he has his team of loyalists. I remember there's an agent I know who talked about going to see Pochettino, and he's lovely and whatever. But he has his assistants there, and every time he crack a joke, all the assistants all laugh along. Ha 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 ha! Yes, boss. Yes, boss. And maybe behind closed doors it's different, but it is a very top-down type of management, and that's not the Red Bull way. Now, Nagelsmann comes with other baggage, but he is familiar with that system. He's familiar with that dynamic, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's part of the reason it didn't work at Bayern.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, logically, that would be the way to go. But who knows? It's you said the greatest thing about Lampard is you're gonna get your Luis Enrique, sorry. It would be you get the popcorn out. It's going to be entertaining.
Yeah. There's going to be drama for sure.
There'll be drama, but
it's him.
At some point, they're going to have to square the books here, and they're going to have to go and answer questions to their investors, because I've said this a million times. People act as if it's not the case, but Boli and Bedali Bali are very wealthy men, but they do not own Chelsea outright on their own. It's not their plaything. They have people they need to answer to as well.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.